Hello everyone and welcome to episode 2 of my World of Warcraft Let's Play, where we are currently leveling as a human mage from level 1 to level 60. Last episode we entered the world and we helped the priests and citizens in and around Northshire Abbey, and at the end of the episode we made our way here to Goldshire, a small town just outside of Stormwind City, a location that we will visit soon enough. But today we are here helping the people of Goldshire and helping the people of Elwyn Forest. And really quickly before we get started on our adventure here, I just wanted to show off to anyone who might be a little bit new to World of Warcraft a couple of options that I want to turn on real quick. The first here is auto loot. So if you noticed in the last episode, whenever we looted an enemy, I manually clicked on each item in their inventory to put it into my bags. This time that will automatically be done for us, so we don't have to worry about that. And I want to go to action bars and I want to show bottom left and show bottom right action bars. So we have more spots down here for our skills. And with that, I just want to rearrange a couple of things here. Put some buffs up here. Should conjure some water, so we have some water for our adventures. Though we do already have a little bit of stuff in our inventory that we can sell out if we would like to do that. But otherwise, just get a little bit more water here. Throw this up here, get this off my bar. And we are a go. So today I wanted to talk a lot more about humans and kind of where humans are at in the world, politically, economically, physically, stuff like that. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, but first I want to show off a very special quest chain in the starting parts of the humans here in Elwyn Forest. So here we are at the McClure Vineyards. This is one of the farms located outside of Goldshire that is owned by the McClure family, and soon we're going to visit another farm that's just right over there that is a rival farm. But between these two farms, these two different families, there is a little bit of a love story going on. So here we have Mabel McClure, which in short, she is cursed with love with Tommy Joe Stonefield, who is someone on the other farm, the rival farm. So we are going to sort out this little situation here. But as you see here, we have a couple of farms, and over there we have a mine, a gold mine I believe, that we will go visit in a little bit. These farms and these mines, and we'll see more different resource areas, are basically kind of like the harvesting of resources for humans and like the human Kingdom of Stormwind, where they get their food and they get their ore, they get wood and whatnot. That basically fuels the human kingdom and the army and all of the people living within. So we're just going to run a little bit over here. We'll come back to this quest soon enough, but we want to visit Tommy Joe Stonefield, who is the person that Mabel McClure is in love with, who is located just right over here. Once we get over here, we can find out a little bit more about this quest line and this little tiny story.
What can I do for you?
So, Tommy Joe Stonefield, surprisingly enough, is also in love. So, we are going to, at the start of this episode here, figure out this kind of love story, this love situation, and we're going to help these two people be able to meet up despite the rivalry that is occurring between these two farms. So we're going to go over here and we're going to talk to a couple of NPCs, and we're just going to continue on with this story. So World of Warcraft was released in 2004, and it came off of the back of kind of a trilogy of games that existed before it. The 3 Warcraft games, Warcraft I, Warcraft II, and Warcraft III, which all had subtitles and as well. Those games really built the world and built the story and built up everything that we kind of see here in World of Warcraft, the 2004 release. So basically the first Warcraft game kind of was very simplistic. It was Warcraft, Orcs and Humans, and basically orcs came from a foreign land, from a foreign world that we will learn more about in the future, and they attacked the human empire that was around here, the Kingdom of Stormwind. And a lot of different events happened in that game, but basically it kind of summated down to the Kingdom of Stormwind falling, but to great cost to the orcs. So here's Billy McClure, and we're going to do a little bit of service for him to help out in getting those two put together. So we're just going to attack these stone tusk spores, and we're going to try to get a bunch of boar meat. But anyways, so with the end of Warcraft I, the Kingdom of Stormwind fell, and Keen Lane was slain by the hands of an assassin. With this human kingdom falling, the new, basically Keen Varian Wren, took his people and they sailed north to another human kingdom, the Kingdom of Lordaeron. And this is basically where Warcraft II is. Level up. So with this voyage of humans from Stormwind visiting Lordaeron and basically pleading for help, the people of Lordaeron and the King Taranis Minotho, accepted the people of Stormwind with open arms and helped them out, and they begun preparing for a potential orcish invasion where the orcs that invaded Stormwind would head north to invade Lordaeron as well. And of course, this is where the events of Warcraft II happened, where a great alliance was formed between the kingdoms of Stormwind and the kingdoms of Lordaeron, as well as other human kingdoms, as well as the Elvish kingdom of Quel'Thalas and the Dwarvish kingdom of Khazmodan. And together, united under one banner, they worked together and they drove back orcs all the way to the portal where they came from and drove them back into the world where they came from. Unfortunately, to great loss on the sides of the Alliance, however, to complete victory on the side of the Alliance. A group of the Alliance, led by several brave, high-ranking members of the Alliance, followed the orcs into their world and basically shut their portal down. The Dark Portal is what it was called, behind them, to make sure that orcs could not come back into this world. So with Warcraft I, we saw the orcs invaded the human empire of Stormwind, the area around here, and basically destroyed the world, causing the humans of Stormwind to flee north to Lordaeron to seek aid, to which an alliance was formed, and that alliance drove the orcs out of this world throughout Warcraft II. And with the end of Warcraft II, humans were able to take back these areas, the areas around Stormwind, and was basically able to begin rebuilding this kingdom and the villages and start everything up again. So here is this next part of the quest that we are going to pause on this quest. So Grandma Stonefield is here trying to help us bring those two lovers together, and William is also now going to help us, but William is back in Goldshire, so we are not going to do that right now. We are going to go to this gold mine here, and we are going to start killing some kobolds, which are the pests around here. So I should probably buff up a little bit here, get some buffs going, and we can start attacking these kobolds. So, with the human kingdom of Stormwind being rebuilt, an organization that was called the Stonemasons basically headed that cause. They built notably a location near the Dark Portal called Netherguard Keep, which was basically built in order to safeguard the Kingdom of Stormwind from any potential orcish invasion that may come up again in the future. So they would be able to hold back orcs at least long enough for messengers to go back to Stormwind in order to alert the people of Stormwind and the armies of Stormwind that the orcs had returned, and that we needed to get ready to fight. Alongside Netherguard Keep, the Stonemasons Guild headed the construction, or reconstruction rather, of Stormwind Keep and the city surrounding Stormwind Keep, and basically rebuilt the entire city from the ashes of its destruction during Warcraft I. However, the nobles of Stormwind, who are notably a little bit on the corrupt side, decided that they did not want to pay the stonemasons for all of their work in reconstructing Stormwind, and instead just didn't pay them until eventually they decided to pay them, but at a very significant small fraction of how much the stonemasons were entitled to. This of course made the stonemasons very mad, and the stonemasons began rioting around Stormwind, and the stonemason riot was put down eventually. It did come to great cost, where the current king, King Varian Wrynn, his wife was accidentally stoned during those riots, which caused great grief, but also invigorated Varian into putting down the riots for good and driving the stonemasons out of Stormwind. King Varian Wrynn, who is an individual that we will learn a lot more about in the future, but is currently missing from the Empire, from the Kingdom of Stormwind, and we will learn more about that in the future. And the Stonemasons are also an organization that we will learn more about in the future. But after the end of Warcraft II, the human Kingdom of Stormwind was able to be rebuilt, revived, and all of these mines, farms, lumber yards, whatnot, were built in order to support the human kingdom and support the reconstruction and to support the prosperity of the human kingdom of Stormwind, to the point where we are here today in World of Warcraft. However, beyond Stormwind, there are a lot of other locations, a lot of other kingdoms, and a lot of other events that have occurred around the world, which we will see those locations soon enough in the future. But after Warcraft II was Warcraft III, which was a big game and held many important events, where that game and its expansion pack, the Frozen Throne, set up a lot of what World of Warcraft would be, and what the first two expansions to World of Warcraft, the Burning Crusade and the Wrath of Lich King, would be. And we will see all of those stories unfold in the future as we play through everything. But in Warcraft 3, we saw many significant events occur. So the overarching event was a demon invasion led by an individual named Archimonde, if you want to say individual, which, long story short, was put down, and Archimonde was defeated through the formation of an alliance between Night Elves, Orcs, and humans. Orcs, who were devastatingly defeated during the events of Warcraft II, and were then interned in internment camps around the Kingdom of Lordaeron and the areas surrounding that kingdom. They were able to claim freedom, and through the actions of a notable individual named Thrall, and were able to flee west. According to visions that Thrall had seen, they fled west to Kalimdor, another continent on Azeroth, far west across the ocean from the eastern kingdoms and from the Kingdom of Stormwind. Additionally, in Warcraft III, we saw the fall of Lordaeron to the hands of Arthas Menethil, who was the Prince of Lordaeron and also a great friend to Stormwind's own Varian Wrynn. We saw the kingdom fall to him, and him become corrupted through the actions of the Lich King and through Nazrul, which was basically, long story short, a plot to destabilize the world so that the Burning Legion could take Azeroth over. If any individual is super interested in Warcraft 3 lore, we will be talking more about it in the future, but that's just a quick summary of Warcraft 1, Warcraft 2, and Warcraft 3, and how it all leads into this game, World of Warcraft. As I said, we'll talk more about it in the future, but you should also, I currently do not have any, but you should check out Let's Plays of those 3 games, especially Warcraft 3. There's a lot of story in that game that is incredibly relevant and incredibly important to the World of Warcraft that we are playing right now. So let's dive deeper into this mine and fight these Kobold tunnelers. And basically, I'm just gathering a variety of different materials from quests that we were given, and we also want to oh, I completely forgot to do something before we came here, so let's go do that real quick. I feel like my brain is a little frazzled right now because the pie portion of the quest we were doing earlier was not part of the love story. It is actually a separate story where an individual from the Stonefields, the grandma or the aunt, wants her necklace back. So we are going to go help her on her quest there. The world of the humans, and I guess the world of Azeroth as a whole, is just something that I feel is like very detailed and very cool, especially coming out of Warcraft 3, because I believe a lot of the events in Warcraft 3 helped set up the events of World of Warcraft very well. And additionally, Warcraft 3 was a real-time strategy, an RTS game, where you were basically in control of notable characters such as Thrall or such as Arthas, and you controlled them, and you controlled units, and you built fortifications and like towns kind of, and you built farms and keeps and barracks and whatnot, and you built up an army. So a farm like this is kind of similar to just a single farm that you would build while playing that RTS game, and it just feels very cool to see kind of these structures that you could build in the RTS game in the world of Warcraft, the MMORPG, as kind of just structures that just sit there. So like mines that you would farm or have miners mine gold from are basically just like a mine like this, and it's like ones that you built. And there are locations around the world which are cities that you set up in Warcraft 3, and it just feels really, really cool to see the events that occurred in Warcraft 3 and see those events and like the aftermath of that event directly shown in World of Warcraft. Warcraft 3 was a game that I played. Oh, there's a couple kobolds here. Okay, that is hope. I have a health potion here, so I should be fine. However, I am pretty low on mana, so, but I think I'm going to end up fine here. But let's be a little careful here. Okay, I'm just going to use one of these potions, and it basically restored my health to full. And we're going to finish off this kobold, hopefully. A couple more frostbolts, though I am out of mana now. Can whack this kobold on the head. Okay, it's almost dead. One more whack. Nice, we got it. Got a little bit of stuff from these kobolds, which is always nice. We'll just eat and drink for a moment. But yeah, Warcraft 3 was a game that I played after I originally played World of Warcraft, and I have played through basically the entire game. I actually did not finish the final 2 missions of the bonus mission pack of the Founding of Durotar, so that should be something that I go back and do, though Warcraft 3 is not in the best place right now, so it is not something that I have played as of late. Warcraft 2 is also a game that I played, though again, after I played World of Warcraft. And similar to Warcraft 3, it is a game that I enjoyed quite a bit, but not as much as Warcraft 3. And both of those games I did not enjoy as much as World of Warcraft. When I was younger, I played a huge variety of games from many different genres, and I really learned what type of games I enjoy and what type of games I like to play. And I play a lot of games still, but I play less genres now. So the RTS genre, the real-time strategy games, are games that I don't particularly enjoy, and I've never enjoyed too much. And I've learned that, especially through my experiences playing Warcraft III and a little bit of Warcraft II. And I've also played StarCraft and StarCraft II and a few other RTS games. I've learned I'm not a big fan. So generally, I just straight up don't play those games anymore. And I just focus on playing other games. I am trying to drink water here. I will deal with this kobold. Get rid of this kobold here. Just need more frost bolts, but I'm out of mana. This is a little scary here. I think I will be fine, especially if I don't pull any kobolds nearby. Can get another frost bolt off there, and nice. I'll just eat. I have a lot of food, and it all gives the same amount of health, but a little bit of role playing. I like to pick what food I want to eat, I guess, a little bit. I guess food is important if you're playing a hunter, because you can feed your pets different kinds of food, and your pets will only eat specific foods depending on what type of pet it is, such as a bear will only eat a specific type of food compared to a bird, for example. Let's get rid of this kobold tunneler, and let's come in here and start dealing with the kobolds on the top layer. So we went down there on the bottom layer and we completed one of the quests, the Fargo Deep Mine. Scout through the Fargo Deep Mine. And now we're going to come over the top and we're going to deal with another quest to help Clarice Stonefield, I believe is her name. Oh, let's make sure we drink some water here. Let's conjure a little bit more water. Questing has been one of my favorite parts of World of Warcraft, and is something that I just do all the time and that I enjoy quite a bit, and is basically pretty much everything that I am planning on doing in this series and for any more series that I do in the future. And I'm trying to decide exactly how I want to showcase quests in this game. So this episode I already messed up, where I was basically describing quests incorrectly to how they are in the game, where I accidentally mistaken the necklace quest with the love quest. And I've been trying to decide if I want to read quests or if I just want to try to highlight quests, but kind of highlight it in a better way than I have been doing, because I'm not entirely sure about what all the quests are in the world, because it's been such a long time since I've done it. So if anyone has any thoughts about that, let me know. I guess the two options here are I try to highlight quests on what is going on through a story and just talking about it, or reading all the quests that we get and reading them in depth and just discussing the contents of each quest dialogue. So whichever of those two options you feel like is better, let me know. I will probably end up doing a mixture of both in the future. Let's loot this kobold. I am out of inventory space, which is okay. I think I am going to delete these frayed pants because I believe this hammer will be worth more than those pants, or this shield rather. I think there's a hammer out here actually. Nope, pants. And I would rather have the more money. Okay, so this is going to be two kobolds that I'm going to try to deal with pretty quickly. One of which is already almost dead. Okay, it needs... Okay. I accidentally looted it there. But we'll deal with this kobold tunneler. And we're going to want to drink a little bit more water after this probably. And I believe we are getting close to Goldtooth. Okay. Ragged cloak. Just going to ignore you. And I do not see Goldtooth on the edges of my screen right now. I just see a bunch of kobolds, but we will find him soon enough. Speaking of which, let's look at our quests. We have completed all these quests. Princess Must Die is another quest that we got from the Stonefield farm, but it is a quest that occurs further east in Elven Forest and is higher level than we are right now, so we're going to avoid it. So the last quest we have to complete here is Goldtooth, so we will just look around and find our greatest friend. Goldtooth is kind of an iconic character that most people who have played humans have very vivid memories of Goldtooth, and I believe Goldtooth was turned into like a huge character in Hearthstone, the trading card game version of World of Warcraft. Okay, I cast all my frostbolts, so I'm just going to drink a little bit of water. I believe Goldtooth has multiple different spawn points in here, where he will be either closer to the bottom entrance or closer to the top entrance, and I took a little bit of gamble because I noticed him to be closer to the top entrance, but it's looking like he's going to be farther down, and I should have pulled this kobold first, but you know, whatever. I actually think we will not have to drink water after this fight because I believe we are about to level up, which will instantly restore all of our health and mana, so we don't have to deal with drinking or eating before the next fight, assuming we survive this. Speaking of which, I should put... Ooh. You think okay, I'm going to take a drink of that because I was one hit away from dying. I was at 7 health and his next attack hit me for 8, so I just saved my life there. Let's deal with this kobold. I'm just gonna hit it a little bit. One more hit should be good. Okay, it parried. I'm just gonna cast a frostbolt, and we leveled up. Very nice. So I'm just gonna pull this kobold miner over here, and I'm gonna deal with this person. And we're gonna move further into the mines. I really need to go back to town and clear my inventory. However, I want to kill Goldtooth real quick before we do so. I've also been thinking more about how I want to edit the series. Based on last episode, I didn't do very many edits, and I'm thinking this episode I'm going to edit it a little bit more. I want there to be a little bit less downtime and just me talking and also actions in the world. So in classic World of Warcraft, we spent a lot of time just walking around the world, running from place to place, and unless there's something super exciting going on while I'm walking, or if I'm talking about something that's like really important, I'm going to cut that down a little bit. But I am going to keep episodes about the same length. So the last episode I believe was around, oh no, this is not good. Am I going to die here? Okay, please, 2 health. Okay, 2 health. That was a close one. Let's get some food in our bellies. So I believe the last episode was about 48 minutes long, and I feel really good with that length of episode, and I watched through it all myself actually, and I don't know if this is weird or not, but I actually enjoyed that episode. So if I enjoyed it, I hope other people do as well. And I'm going to assume, much like that episode, I will enjoy this episode as well. So I think as we get further into this area, I'm going to use my Hearthstone for the first time. So instead of fighting kobolds all the way out, I am going to use the Hearthstone to get back to town. And I'm going to come over here. I'm going to fight this kobold, and I'm going to come through the mine this direction. That area looks a little scary, and I'm going to avoid it for now. Ooh, a mace. Do I want... I'll get rid of these frayed shoes for this mace. That Scroll of Spirit also looks a little nice. Ooh, there's a lot of miners in here. So I think one of Goldtooth's spawn locations is up here to the left, through this doorway where this kobold miner that my cursor is at. Through that doorway right there. But we are... Ooh. Okay, that is an upgrade, actually. So I'll just get rid of that and I'll equip that. And I'm no longer wearing robes. I'm now wearing a shirt and pants. Well, I was always wearing pants, fortunately. Okay. Let's get my mana back up and then let's pull this next Kobold miner. My apologies for the chair noises. For people who watch many of my videos, you probably notice the sound of my chair quite a bit, especially in my streams, because I move around and that makes noise. This Kobold miner's down. Let's be very careful while we peek around. Oh, that's not what I thought this location was. I don't believe Goldtooth is down here. You know, take candle is the catchphrase of kobolds. Pretty sure they all say that. Okay, one more kobold or miner down. Let's just come in here, hide in here a little bit, and drink up. Maybe I should have come through the lower entrance of this mine to find Goldtooth, but here we are. Let's get this next kobold tunneler down. I think doing a Let's Play series is very beneficial for me in a variety of different ways, because not only does it help me improve my skill set with video editing. Oh, there's Goldtooth. It also helps me with speaking a little bit and helps me get more experience with speaking in this format of a video where I am talking in a narrative way, I guess you could say. So let's pull this kobold miner. This Goldtooth came. I'm hoping this oh no, okay. This kobold's gonna be our first death. Okay. I am a little concerned here, so I am gonna get rid of this copper ore and I'm gonna use that potion. Okay. Okay, Goldtooth is running. Okay. I think we can do this. Okay, Goldtooth is almost dead. Okay. Let's loot Goldtooth. We got the necklace. Now we are going to run. And we are going to hope that... Oh. This is not a good situation for us. So I know there's going to be a lot of kobolds down there to the right. So, oh my gosh. We survived. Okay. I knew there was a lot of kobolds down there and that I had recently cleared to the left, so I ran over here to the left and we got far enough away from that kobold to be out of combat, and we are going to Hearthstone straight to Goldshire and away from there, and we can talk to Farley and clear up our inventory a little bit. So let's get rid of all of this junk. I can get rid of this water. I'll save the food for now and I'll get rid of all of that, and we can talk to William to turn in our quest. So we got that one, and we got a quest to visit Stormwind, which we will do at a later time. And we also got this part of the quest for our little love story going on. So we are asking William for help for a solution to this love story, to which he says he is going to make an invisibility liquor. However, we need to gather some ingredients for it, so we are going to go gather those ingredients. I want to come up here real quick and I want to talk to my mage trainer because I want to see if there is anything new I can train, which there is. 2 new things. So I can train up rank 2 of Fireball, which is very similar to rank 1 of Fireball, but it's just a little bit more powerful. However, I am currently not planning on using Fireball a whole lot, maybe a little bit further into the game. So right now I'm going to save my money and I'm not going to buy that because I don't find much use in buying that right now. But here we got conjure food, which I'm super excited to have. So much like conjure water, we can now conjure food for ourselves, and it will be very nice to have food and water on us whenever we want, assuming we have the mana to conjure it. And that means, just like conjure water, we can sell any of the food we
Need
get.
something?
Fire Blast is also a very nice ability to have because it is an instantaneous attack that deals a decent amount of damage, so it's a good like finishing attack when the enemy is low on health, and you can just cast it on them and finish them. So we have a couple more quests here, so we're going to turn in this quest. So we had explored the mine over there, the Fargo Deep Mine, and we learned it's infested with kobolds. So now we're going to go explore the Jasperlode mine and see what's up over there. Then we also have Remy 2 times here that we can turn in this quest.
Good day to you.
And we got a Fishy Peril.
See you around.
Wish. Let's read through this quest a little bit. So there's a new threat of murlocs in the forest, and they're swimming up the streams from eastern Elwyn, and they're basically being a huge nuisance to the people of Goldshire and the people of Elwyn Forest. So we're going to talk to Marshal Duggan here, who's going to send us east to speak with guards who are in the eastern part of Elwyn Forest, which is something that we are going to do next episode, I believe. But there is more that I want to do in this episode. So I want to do the Jasperlode mine, which says it's a very high level, or a little bit higher level, and that's a little bit concerning for me, but I think we're going to be okay. It is just a scouting mission. You just have to check out the area a little bit so we can be a little bit strategic in how we go in. And then the other quest I want to do is this collecting kelp quest for creating our love potion. So this basically involves us fighting murlocs, which this is going to be our first time fighting murlocs in this Let's Play, and I'm super excited for it. Murlocs are one of the most iconic creatures from World of Warcraft, and there's been songs made about them, videos made about them, and so many other things, and like they're just a staple of this game. And I feel like in a way when people think of World of Warcraft, they think of murlocs. So a very big and important thing about murlocs is how it is easy to get overwhelmed by them, because whenever you're in an area where you fight murlocs, not only do they run very fast like we just saw there, meaning they can't catch up to you and get to you quickly, they are also surrounded by many other murlocs. So you could just casually be questing and killing some murlocs, and then suddenly there's going to be like 10 of them sprinting at you, and unless you are very high level or somehow very good at the game, you are probably not going to survive that encounter. So we need to be very careful here about how we are pulling murlocs. Though Crystal Lake, the murlocs here tend to be pretty easy compared to other areas of the game. So I don't think we're going to have too big of an issue as long as we are not completely stupid in our actions here. So we got our mana back up, and let's come over here and pull these murlocs. Murlocs are very similar to kobolds, where they are a smaller faction of enemies, if you want to call them factions. They're kind of like creatures that inhabit many different parts of the world and are basically just pests to the people in the area around where they inhabit. So we will constantly be dealing with murlocs in the future of our Let's Play as we help many different people who are being threatened and terrorized by different groups of murlocs. Let's drink up. We're getting pretty close to reaching level 8. So every 2 levels we will unlock more skills that we can learn at the trainer. So it is good that every 2 levels, so at level 8 and then eventually at level 10 and then so on and so on, it is good that we go back to town and we check our trainer to see what new skills are available for us so that we can have the best, the newest, the most shiny and sparkly skills to be able to survive out in the world. A habit that I tend to fall into a lot is I don't return to town to learn new skills. So in many situations, I kind of just keep using, for example, like the same version of Frostbolt further and further into the game, where I should be using a higher level of Frostbolt, and then eventually when you get to an area that requires a higher level version of Frostbolt, I am struggling, and then I remember, I haven't trained my skills in a while, I should go back to town. Additionally, in the classic versions of the game, skills are quite expensive in order to learn. So if you are trying to have a lot of gold for a variety of different things, such as unlocking your mount or doing crafting and doing skills, you need to be careful about which skills you unlock, because you don't want to spend all of your money on unlocking skills and then have zero money for anything else in the game. So I got a little bit scared of these two murlocs, but I think I'm just going to try to pull them here. We're on full health, full mana. Maybe this is the end of my life here, but it shouldn't be. I have a health potion just in case we need it, but I think I would like to save it for later, especially since I believe I used like 3 of them while we were in the Fargo Deep Mine. Okay, and this murloc, oh, still alive. My fire blast did not finish him off, but oh, we got a health potion for our efforts there. I bet if we had used a health potion there, we would not have gotten a health potion. So good investment, good job. We are at 2 out of 4 of the crystal kelp fronds, so we are just going to finish up killing some of these murlocs around here, and then we are going to go to the Jasperlode mine. Oh, this murloc is sprinting. And then after the Jasperlode mine, I want to head back to Goldshire and finish up the quest that we have in our quest log. Okay, still need 2 more crystal kelp fronds. There's another group of 2 murlocs there. However, I see some murlocs in the outskirts here that I think I want to drink up a little bit before pulling. We need to be really careful. There's a level 9 Defias, which is getting a little bit high on the level range. And these 2 murlocs are getting a little close here. But I think we could actually just pull this group first and deal with them. I'm going to hope that murloc's not coming for me. So that would have been really dangerous if this murloc just came to me, and I guess there's still a little bit of potential here for him to do so. Getting a little low on health here, and a little low on mana, and I'm really going to hope this mangy wolf doesn't walk too close to me. So, okay, I am going to use a health potion, and I'm not going to get a health potion back from these murlocs, but I will stay alive, which is good. There are many different crafting disciplines or professions that we can learn, which we'll explore more about in the future, but one of them is alchemy, where you can become an alchemist that creates potions, such as healing potions, which is super good and very nice to have. However, you also need to be a herbalist to gather herbs around the world in order to turn those herbs into potions. That wolf is very close by. So we were talking a little bit earlier about Warcraft II and Warcraft III. So those are like the main games that led into World of Warcraft. However, there are not only some other games that have come out, like Hearthstone, that are based off of World of Warcraft. There are also fan-made games. And one of the biggest, I believe it's biggest anyways, fan-made games that was created was called Murloc Stranglethorn Fever. And it's kind of like, I'm not sure what the best explanation for it is. I believe it's kind of a turn-based role-playing game, kind of. So it's similar to some of the older Final Fantasy games, where you are playing a Murloc, and you can play as like any of the, oh, here comes our Murloc, as like many of the different classes, like a warrior or a mage that's found in World of Warcraft. And the game starts off here near Crystal Lake, or themed off of this area of Crystal Lake, where you are a Murloc in a Murloc village, and you are basically just doing quests. Much like we as a human are doing quests for humans, you are a Murloc doing quests for Murlocs. And there's a full storyline, kind of, and there's like a bunch of different quests, and it's really, really fun, especially from a nostalgic point of view, because it's a game that I played when I was very young, and I hold fond memories about, and maybe it'll be a game that I highlight on my channel at some point. But now that we've finished collecting all those crystal kelp fronds, we're going to come over here to the Jasperlode mine, and we are going to try to explore this a little bit. And we, as people, can tell that there are quite a few kobolds around here. So we're going to be a little careful about this. But for the quest, we need to explore deeper into the mine, and we need to reach a certain point into the mine in order to complete this quest. So these kobolds are about the same difficulty as the murlocs we were just fighting. So we are going to just slowly make our way into here. We only have one health potion left, so let's be very careful here. And we will just handle them, hopefully, one by one. I thought for a second this additional kobold miner would come, but fortunately they did not. I'm running low on mana, so let's drink up a little bit here. I'm gonna run back here a little bit. I'm gonna drink here because this geomancer is coming, and I think I have enough mana here, and I would like to deal with this guy right here where there are no other kobolds, instead of dealing with him further in the mine where he might walk in on us while we are fighting other kobolds. And we got a healing potion there. We have been relatively lucky with the drops so far in this Let's Play. We got a nice 6 slot bag in our first episode, and we got quite a few health potions this episode, which is very nice. So I want to conjure a little bit more water here, and then we can pull this next set of kobolds. If you have noticed, as we continue to level up, I keep conjuring more and more water and food. So when you first unlock a conjure water skill, it will conjure 2 bottles of that water, and then as you level up 1 level, you can conjure 4, and then it's 6, and so on. Same thing with the food, up until we can learn the next tier of water, where once we learn that, it will be 2 bottles of that, and then when we level up 1 more, it'll be 4, and so on. So we have to spend a lot of time conjuring water when we first unlock the skill, but eventually we can get quite a bit. So I got 8 from conjuring that bottle there, which is nice. I believe I was 4 when I learned conjure water, so I've leveled up 3 times. Very nice. So it looks like this is gonna be a double pull kobolds here, so let me drink up a little bit. I'm not 100% where the marker in the mine is for this quest. Maybe it's right here, maybe we can sneak it in. Doesn't look like it. So I am thinking I want to deal with the geomancer first, because I think the geomancer does more damage and also resists, which is annoying. Oh, but I resisted him back, so that's very nice. I resisted him twice. Very nice. I was very lucky there, and I took that geomancer down with relative ease. This miner friend was hacking away at me for the entire time, and I'm getting low on health. But fortunately for me, I am a mage with many mana right now, and I took care of him. So I think we are getting pretty close to the point in the mine we have to get to. However, I want to drink up a little bit more water, just in case we get attacked by a kobold up here. So let's be very careful. And then we can peek a little bit further in. Oh, there we go. So we scouted through the Jasperlode mine, and we saw there's some cobwebs over there, and I believe if you were to explore a little bit farther, there are some big spiders that I don't want to deal with right now. There's not too much of a purpose to go in there, I believe, and kill the spiders, so we are just going to escape right now and head back to Goldshire, to which, if we look at our quest log, we have completed all these quests. Princess Must Die is the quest further east, and then Further Concerns is the quest further east as well. So let's head back to Goldshire. I got attacked by this kobold here. I'll just deal with him real quick. I could use a little bit extra experience. I believe with classic World of Warcraft, there's been changes to the experience and experience gain, so we will see how fast we level up. However, typically speaking, as we level through classic World of Warcraft, we want to spend some extra time just killing mobs and getting some experience, and then also hopefully getting some good drops from them as well, because we will want some extra mob killing to supplement our experience gain from quests. So let's head back to Goldshire and get that nice experience. I think I'm just going to ignore this mangy wolf after I had that whole speech about how we should kill some things. And, well, actually, we could level up to level 8 on our way there. That feels like a good objective. We'll just deal with this mangy wolf. Should be very easy here. Finish him off with a fire blast, except he resisted my frostbolt. And then we got some stringy wolf meat. Some good materials for cooking if we decide we want to do a lot of cooking in our future. However, with leveling up the cooking crafting profession, we can do 2 murlocs and a wolf. We're just going to run here. If we decide to level up the cooking profession, we can easily do so while also leveling up the fishing profession, where we see here is a fisherman. We will explore that later, but in the meantime, let's kill 1 or 2 more wolves and murlocs so that we can level up to level 8. And I believe 1 more kill would do us, so let's look at our best friend here that's running away a little, this murloc stream runner. And with this murloc killed, I believe we will be level 8. And by I believe, we need 24 more experience, so there we go, level 8. I wonder what this cloak looks like. So it's the same stats, but this one is blue, and I like the color blue, so we will just wear this cloak for now. We're almost back to Goldshire. We see some fishermen here and a little house that's kind of on the outskirts of Goldshire. And I want to head back in. I want to sell a couple things. Since I just leveled up to level 8, I want to check out the mage trainer. And then we are going to turn in these quests, and we're going to go do a couple more things before the end of this episode. So let's go talk to Marshall Duggan here. With every NPC's name, I really hope I'm saying it correctly, but it's not always correct. So we just got another quest where Westbrook Garrison needs help. So if we look at Elven Forest here, we kind of have Goldshire in the middle here. And we can go east to Eastvale Logging Camp, or we can go west to Westbrook Garrison. So next episode, I am going to go east, and I'm going to help out the people around the Eastvale Logging Camp. But first, it is time for us to finish up this quest chain here. So we got all the ingredients we need for this invisibility liquor, and we can now take it to Mabel McClure so that she can sneak out and go see Joe Stonefield, I believe was his name. Let's sell this stuff. Frayed cloak. I'll just sell that mackerel. I'll save this linen. It will be good for crafting in the future. And I think I'm just going to sell all of that. And then I'm going to run up here to the mage trainer real quick. And we will learn some new exciting skills. So polymorph is a new skill that we can learn. That is very exciting. And we also learned a new frost bolt level. So polymorph will allow us to select any creature, or almost any creature, and we can polymorph them into a sheep, meaning they're just going to run around a little bit and kind of just be not part of the combat for like half a minute, I believe, or up to 20 seconds. And we won't have to deal with them. So if we come up to a group of enemies, for example, if there are 2 enemies, we can use polymorph on one of them, and they will be out of the equation for 20 seconds, and we can deal with his friend. And then hopefully within 20 seconds, we will have killed the friend, and the person will come out of polymorph and try to attack us, but will be by himself, and we can deal with him with relative ease. So we have 2 quests completed here. Goldtooth, which I never went back and turned in this quest. And we have the Escape, which will give us 5 minor healing potions, which is very nice. So let's head back over to this farm, and then we will go visit the other farm as well. But this is the end of this quest chain here, where this little love story, where Mabel and Joe will reunite, albeit in secret. This is just a really fun little story that was added into the game, and it just adds a lot of flavor to questing when you see small stories like this, and this is just a taste of what there is in the game as well when it comes to like bonus little stories.
See you around.
We have completed this, and Mabel is very happy. We do a lot of quests that kind of follow big stories where we are helping people in certain areas. So we are helping the humans of Northshire Valley, and now we're helping the people around Goldshire. But this is also helping people around Goldshire, but this is a very specific quest line and story of two young farmers who are in love with each other and don't have much to do about fighting kobolds or bandits or anything else. It did have to do with fighting murlocs, but that was just to gather some materials. So let's come over here to Auntie Bernice Stonefield, and we can give her necklace back. And then after that, I think I'm going to head back to Goldshire.
Hello.
So we found the
Safe
necklace and we
travels.
gave it back to her, and she is very happy. And we are halfway to level 9, which is awesome. So I'm just going to run back to Goldshire, and I'm going to kill a few boars, and I'm going to try something that I am wanting to do a little bit in the series, and it's kind of a killing montage. So enjoy this practice and editing, and I will see you all brief in a little bit of time. And here we are back at Goldshire. I had gained a good amount of experience killing just a few things on the way back, and I am just that little bit closer to level 9 now. I'm going to run into the blacksmith here and I'm going to sell things for the final time this episode. Just sell a couple of these things. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Save all these important things. Sell some boar meat. Save all of that. And really quickly before we end the episode, I want to show you something that I enjoyed about World of Warcraft a lot as a kid. So in Goldshire, back in the day, Goldshire was a very popular spot, especially on role-playing servers, and especially on specific role-playing servers. But on a very normal server, I spent a lot of time here with friends just hanging out. And one of the cool spots about Goldshire, here in the Lion's Pride Inn, and this is true with pretty much every inn in the game, and I haven't done this in like 8 years, so I kind of hope it's true, but this fireplace here, if you stand in it, it's going to burn you. I just took 13 damage. However, you can come here in the corner and you can hang out in the fireplace without taking any damage, and you can do so in either corner but not in the middle here. And this is just I had a blast just hanging out here and typing to friends for hours on end, as well as hanging out all these different areas. And it's just places like the inns in World of Warcraft where there's so many details. You see the bottles, the kegs, the paintings, the fireplace, all the NPCs. There's just so much detail here, and it really helps with the role playing of the game and everything else. But just like last time, I am going to call it good here in this episode. We have a couple of quests to head eastwards towards East of Vale Logging Camp, and we're going to go explore what lies east of Goldshire, and we will do that in the next episode. But in the meantime, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff to help me out, and I will catch you all next time in the next episode. Thank you, everyone, and remember, drink some water. Goodbye.